You are so nosy. This is why you can't sit in my lap. Does this thing have a filter on? Oh, it doesn't have a filter on. Okay, hold on, pause. I thought it had a filter on because it looked like it just like filtered my face. I wonder if the enhance is on or something. Let me see. Is the enhance on? There was an enhance filter on, okay. Not that much of a difference, but I definitely don't want the filter on. Can we move filters? Hold on, y'all. Technical difficulty. There we go. Fixed it. All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I hope all is well with you today. Let me send out my shares really quickly. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Oh goodness, for a second I thought I was on the wrong TikTok account and I was like, skirt, what is going on? But I hope all is well with everyone today. Let me send out my shares and we'll get started. Today we're going to be talking about plant-based healing, so I hope that this live impacts you positively and you take something from this. By the time that we end this live, you should know not only what you need to do, why you need to do it, and what is going on with our society as a whole when it comes to us not using food as our medicine and not using food as a tool to heal. And so a lot of us are not realizing the fact that we truly have not unlocked our health the way that we could be, and we have not been taught how to take care of our body all of our life. So we have been going through this constant struggle and battle of going in an inflammation, being built up with toxins, and our body trying to reset it and our body trying to release it. And so this process, goodness, that little baby here, this process has put our body in fight or flight mode, and our body has been going through this for years on end. That's not good. That's not okay. And so today we're going to be diving into the fact that you can completely change your life in that factor, and you can completely see how your lifestyle shifts all by establishing healthier habits. You living a plant-based lifestyle just for a couple of weeks will show you truly how, one, you have not been taking care of your body, and two, how your body is able to heal itself and reset from the inside out, all by using food as your medicine. And so you have to break free from this cycle of illness. You have to break free from this cycle of doing what everybody else is doing and fitting in this box of normal. Because it says literally in Romans 12:2 that you should be daily renewing your mind. You should not be conforming to this world and doing what everybody else is doing. When you are conformed, you're going to be seeing what we see now, which is a bunch of illness, a bunch of programming, and everybody doing the same thing but expecting different results, when that's not possible. You cannot get different results when everybody's doing the same thing. You're all going down the same path. And so you have to understand that you are dependent on these systems that are making you sick. And it's time for you to release that dependence, because you shouldn't be dependent on illnesses. You shouldn't be dependent on the food that makes you sick. You shouldn't be dependent on these medications. You shouldn't be sitting here feeling fatigued and fogged every single day, all because you don't know how to take care of your body, all because you were dependent on a medication because your doctor told you that you have to manage with this. Not realizing your body is able to heal. There is no managing a disease without keeping it alive. When you are managing something in your body, you're keeping it alive. So that means that illness is going to thrive in your body for the rest of your life, all because you were told you can manage something. And so you take that bondage word that you are forever going to have to manage diabetes. You're forever going to have to manage heart disease. You're going to forever have to sit there and deal with insulin resistance. When that's not the truth. You've just been misled, and these doctors are not taught to teach you how to heal. So they can't tell you any healing practices. They can't tell you how to support yourself outside of medications and prescriptions and surgeries. If you truly want to change how your life is going, the cycle that you're going down, the path that you were going down, you have the power to. You have the power to change that, all by renewing your mind of what is actually healthy, understanding how you truly can help your body heal and support it healing from the inside out. Because holistic medicine, holistic lifestyle, eating for your health, using food as your medicine, people do that every single day, and they heal themselves from cancer. They heal themselves from high blood pressure. They heal themselves from diabetes. People have so many success stories, but you're so afraid about how can you get protein, how can you get nutrients, how can you do X, Y, and Z. When you are too busy focused on the, oh, this can go wrong, this can go wrong mindset, when you're not focused on what if it goes right for you. Like, really sit there and think about the times that you were focused on everything that can go right for you. How did the situation go? Usually the situation goes well. But when you're sitting there focused on, oh, I don't know how to do this, I can't do this, thanks for the gifts. When you're sitting there focused in on the negative, how does that end up? Usually you have a negative outcome. Either it doesn't go the way you want to, you struggle to get to where you need it to be, you suffered through the whole process. All because you had a negative mindset. Not saying there's not going to be any stumbling blocks or challenges, but you can minimize that all by starting with your mindset of understanding that you are supporting your body, and it's okay to have struggles. It's okay to not know what you're doing. It's okay to try new things. Because at the end of the day, you're supporting yourself. You're trying to get to a space of healing. You are attempting to understand the lifestyle instead of you just sitting here doing any and everything. Instead of you just sitting here complaining and saying you can't do it. You say you've been feeling weak now, mentally, and you've been plant-based for 1 year now. I've been plant-based for 4 years. And I'm here to tell you, Lyra, if I'm saying that correctly, Lyra, you don't have to feel nervous. You don't have to feel weak. You don't have to feel burnt out. It's all a matter of knowing what to do. If you are feeling fatigued, if you're feeling mentally fogged, if you're feeling like you're not getting everything that you need, start focusing in on what you're lacking for as nutrients. What are you not getting when it comes to you eating a rainbow plate, when you're supposed to be eating what you're supposed to be eating? Because at the end of the day, people love to talk about and they fear that they're not going to get enough protein, they're not going to get calcium, they're not going to get vitamin A, vitamin C, all these different minerals and vitamins. But they don't realize that the earth provides everything that we need outside of these animals. You don't have to go to an animal for dairy. You don't have to go to an animal for proteins. You don't have to go to an animal for a single nutrient, because the earth itself provides you with the nutrients that you need with fruits and vegetables, the things that grow from the earth. We have been taught to sit here and use all these supplements and tinctures and do all of these different momentary band-aids, when in reality, for us to first get back to actual healing and support our body, so supplements and tinctures could actually work for us if we do need them in the end, we first have to use food as our medicine and understand how to eat a rainbow plate. Understand how to get all the nutrients that you need. Understand how to support your body from a natural perspective outside of you taking medications and prescriptions. We're not taught these things from a young age. We're not taught how to take care of our body. We're not taught that we can heal. Stop, Nala. My dog is in my lap and she's doing too much. If you do need my help and you need support in getting in that space, as well as you need support in just understanding, or if you have any stumbling blocks, if you're already plant-based, you can always DM me. My DMs are always open, and I do have plenty of help in my bio that will support you, whether it's you getting my plant-based cookbook. There's only $25 that is going to support you. We do have a diabetes help cookbook, a diabetes healing cookbook, coming out very, very soon. I'm finishing the touches. I think I'm going to do a pre-sale just to get people open and ready for the idea, because the pre-sale will have a special limited price point for the people that are ready and the people that know that the quality that I give you with the products and services that I give you will want to get it on that pre-sale price. Because after the pre-sale price, it's going to go up, because there's so much quality in the content that I'm giving you and so much healing in that. Pricing it any lower will be a disservice to myself for how much work I'm doing for this book. And for the people that are ready and tapped in, they will see that plant-based cookbook, the same thing. It's only $25. It's not expensive at all. And you get over 20 meals to show you how to eat plant-based, whether you're a beginner or whether you just need inspiration. And if you are ready and you completely need a transformation and you don't know what to do for yourself, and if you are ready for the complete change and accountability and support from me specifically, I do have a program that you can get into that we'll talk more towards the end of the live about the program. We usually wait till the end, but I will mention it throughout the live that we have a program. It's a 12-week program. You can join today and be ready by 2025, completely shifted. So if you are tackling any common issues from diabetes, insulin resistance, obesity, understand that they are planning on profiting $1 trillion profit from you by 2030. And so you need to understand the real reason of what this profit margin is and how they view you. Understand that this profit-driven system has poisoned you for so many years on end, has taught your family these toxic, poisonous habits, as well as everything is not running in your family, but rather generationally, you pass down terrible habits when it comes to food, when it comes to your products. And so the bigger picture is the reality of this health crisis that we are in. And people are not viewing it as a crisis because they're not making it a national crisis. Like 2020, when they came to you and told you all these national crises are happening, everything is happening, oh my goodness. They're not making it a national crisis that they're going to make $1 trillion profit off of you in 2030 because that's money. Because they can make money off of that. If you learn how to heal your body, they can't make money because you won't have to keep coming back to them. She said, yes, let food be your medicine. Day 2 of her grape detox. That's absolutely amazing. Congratulations. I love to hear people detoxing and cleansing. And if you need to learn how to do a detox or a cleansing, you want to do it necessarily without you having to do a juice cleanse or without you having to focus on one fruit or one thing, you can do that easily. I do have a detoxing and cleansing guide that is linked in my bio. It not only shows you how to detox heavy metals and you to get your gut health on track, anti-inflammatory help, but it gives you a template to walk you through it. Fruits and vegetable help. It's a total of 7 books with 1 template guide, so it's 7 total. But I want you to understand that even though they sit here and talk about how the fact that like what is normal is okay because we're following our food pyramid, we're following this my plate, we're doing what they're telling us to do, so you should be healthy, you should be okay, because as society it's okay if you are taking care of your body the way that they tell you, because that's the way of health. But you don't realize that we are in an epidemic. We are in the beginning to middle phases, because I really don't want to say that we're at the beginning because we've been going through this for quite a while. But we're at the beginning of the epidemic so much to the point where they can see the profit margin of what they're going to get to. We're showing more and more signs of people younger and younger having insulin resistance and diabetes. They're seeing that now teens and young adults are about to outlead adults when it comes to being insulin resistant and diabetic. And currently right now, the statistics are when you go outside, out of every 3 adults that you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, out of 3 of them, 1 of them is diabetic. Out of the 1, 2, 3 that you count, 1 of them is diabetic. And young adults and teens are about to surpass adults. So what do you think that's going to look like if they're going to surpass the adults and they already, out of every 3 of them, 1 of them is diabetic? What do you think that statistic is going to look like? How much loss do you think we're going to have to go through? Because teens don't listen as is. We tell teens that it's okay to eat any kind of way. We tell them that you're young, it's okay for you to eat this way. We tell children the same thing. How many people are going to lose their child all because of something that is preventable and that is treatable? Because they think that they have to take insulin. They have to give their child insulin. The child has to have their insulin. When they don't learn the fact that they can regulate and they can heal themselves, all by understanding that when you put your body in insulin resistance, every time you eat, that's how you have the insulin spike, which leads you to diabetes. But when you learn how to eat use food as your medicine, when you learn how to calm down your insulin and not spike it when you're eating, because you understand the balance between you getting healthy natural sugars from fruits and vegetables, from fruits, because fruits give you sugar, but you also get the balance of proteins because you get your vegetables, you get your legumes, you get your balance of iron and magnesium, and you get your balance of healthy fats. All of these things you need to stabilize. You'll start to see that they have taught us and misled us to poison ourselves all of our lives. And they know that. They know they've been doing that because they never taught you how to stabilize your own blood sugar. Diabetes runs rampant, especially in the Black community. And they don't want us to know how to stabilize our blood sugar because we are the main people that are running this profit margin. So when are you going to stop being in this category of health crisis that is paying these people that don't care about you, and start to realize the fact that in America alone, over half of us are expected, according to that 2030 result, are expected to be obese and diabetic. Half of us in the American society, half of us, because that's literally cutting us in half. Over half, excuse me, because when you really look at the statistic, 1 in 3 is not half. That's over half. $1 trillion profit annually for a government that can't even keep our taxes straight and tell us where our money is going. Do you really want to give them $1 trillion? And I say this because today is important, especially when we're talking about diabetes and insulin resistance, because a lot of people eat candy around this time. A lot of people eat a whole lot of sweets around this time. I have a problem with sweets around this time, and I don't even eat candy, but it's necessarily, this is my favorite season to like bake and make warm things and just to enjoy food. And I don't even celebrate the holidays. It's just the fact that, it's cold, it's warm, it's comforting. But people are not realizing the fact that they do things to your food on purpose. They add these additives, they add these fillers. They don't support you. They sit here and put all of these toxins in your food and then tell you, oh, it's a holiday. Go on ahead and get your sweets and get your goodies and get your treats. Give them to your kids, because at the end of the day, you'll figure it out by January to start detoxing and doing all your cleanses and your diets, because diet culture supports you. They sit there and they say that in your face and smile, but everybody that is diet culture hates it. Everybody that does diet culture either is worse off when they end it or they're back where they started. Why keep doing that to yourself? Putting your body in this constant state of up and down weight fluctuation when you don't have to. You can still enjoy the foods that you love without having to poison yourself. You can enjoy sweets without necessarily having to eat the crap that they give you. And a lot of y'all, let me put you on, a lot of y'all don't realize the spiritual realm and the spiritual aspect of what you're doing. You're eating a whole bunch of spiritually dead foods. Your food is preyed upon by these other people because they know what they're doing to you. She's so annoying. They know what they're doing to you. They pray over this candy that you give to your kids. And this is not the prayer from the Most High that they're giving to you. They're praying over you demonically. And then you feed this to other children. You feed this to yourself. You put this in your home. And that's not just me speaking. That's literal, actual witchcraft. The witches tell and admit to people. There's a ex-witch on TikTok that was talking about this today, that was saying that y'all love to jump on the Christian community because they come to you, which I'm not Christian. I don't believe in the whole religion box. I believe in the Most High and the Most High himself only. But she talks about the fact that y'all jump on Christians because they tell you you should not be celebrating this holiday. You shouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z. And y'all are like, oh, it's just for the kids. It's just for fun. But then you wonder why for November and December and January, it seems like hell is running through your house. Like, let's really run that back. You wonder why it seems like everything is chaotic around this time in your home. But you forget about all the previous habits that you had in this last month alone. This is the most demonically preyed on month because they prepare for this month. And we know that because of all of the signs that are there. Even if you ignore them, they're still there. And yet you wonder how in the world your child is acting crazy. How in the world they got all these cavities. You're wondering why everything is going wrong all of a sudden in the last part of your year. And you have to try to struggle and get yourself back together by January. Because you haven't set yourself up for success. And that all has to do with the fact that you chose to sit here and poison yourself with the food that they're eating and not knowing what you're putting in your body. You're sitting here choosing to be in this profit margin. You're sitting here choosing to eat these foods, knowing that they poison you. But if you are ready for a change and you're ready to benefit from the foods that you actually should be eating, then you will realize that it's time for you to start educating yourself, and it's time for you to start thriving in the space of using food as your medicine rather than sitting here suffering in the space of just filling your stomach and consuming. Because too many people are sitting here consuming every single day, not realizing that when you use food as your medicine, you live a lifestyle of supporting your body, it heals from the inside out. So you won't have to suffer from all these issues. You won't sit here and develop diabetes and insulin resistance. You'll know how to truly take care of your body. So now you're not sitting here trying to figure out years down the line, how did I develop high blood pressure? I have to take heart disease medicine every single day for the rest of my life. How did I get here? Nobody in my family has heart disease. I can tell you how. I can tell you exactly how. Did you take control of your health and change? Or did you just keep doing what everybody else is doing? Because not enough people are taking control, and that's the problem. That's not the only problem, but that's the problem. You're too busy sitting here conforming. Too busy sitting here just doing what you got to do to make it to the next day. Too busy sitting here saying, well, it's easier to do this when you haven't even tried the alternatives. Because that's programming. Really sit there and think about it. That's programming. The mouse that is sitting there getting fed, that's inside of a cage that is open, even though it's been in that cage for years on end, If it knows there's no food on the outside, or it doesn't think so because it's sitting there in the cage for years on end, it's going to think it's easier because it gets fed inside the cage one piece of cheese. But then when it decides, let me just venture out because that one piece of cheese didn't do it for me, and it goes and it sees, oh my goodness, there's cheese everywhere outside. That's what you are, the mouse in the cage with the door open. You have the opportunity to get all the cheese, but you're too busy focused on that one block because that's what you've gotten all your life. And people don't realize that. They're like, you are so stuck in this mindset. You don't even explore anything new. You love to go to new restaurants and new spots and vacations, right? A lot of people do. I don't know. Some people are homebodies, but a lot of people do. They like to try new foods. They like to go on vacations. But you don't go to Red Robin's and think it's going to be the Cheesecake Factory. You don't go to McDonald's and think it's going to be Old Charlie's. So when somebody tells you to try plant-based food, you all of a sudden sit there and go, well, how is that ice cream? How is that a burger? How is that steak? The same way they make your New Orleans pasta, but 3 different ways, and you go to 3 different restaurants and eat a New Orleans pasta. It's the same thing about me telling you it's a black bean burger. Yes, it's not going to taste exactly like that meat that you get, but it's going to be so similar because of the seasonings, because of the way you prep it, the way you make it, the bun. You just have to do everything that you love in original form for whatever burger that you do and how you prep it. Just do it for the plant-based food that you like and you want to try. You want to like and try, rather. But if you have the mindset of it's going to be exactly the same, everything's going to be the same, and I can't eat it if it doesn't taste like this, or I can't give up seafood, I can't give up burgers, I can't give up McDonald's, then I'm not here for you. You can go ahead and swipe up, scroll, whatever you got to do. But if you are ready for a change and you know the change is possible and you are open-minded to trying new foods, you're open-minded to trying a new lifestyle, you're open-minded to figure out how food can be used as your medicine and understanding the root cause of how you've gotten here, then this live is for you, and all the lives that I have after this, my content is for you. You need to make sure you're following me on other social medias, because if they do ban TikTok, we won't stop just because they ban TikTok. We're just going to find another platform for us to talk on. This little hump is going to bother me. I see it now. But you have to understand how processed foods are driving the diseases in your body. Because when you are sitting here eating every single day, you're eating all types of processed foods, you're sitting here stressing your body out. I'm plant-based. I don't eat any meat. I don't eat any dairy. I haven't eaten meat or dairy in 4 years. I'm not malnourished. I'm not struggling. I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, I have no food. I can't do this. If I want it, I go and I cook it. I figure out how to make it. I literally made cheesecake, and I posted it on my story a couple of days ago. I'm going to repost it. So check out the story after the live. Let me see if I have it on my iPad actually so I can show y'all. I'm going to show y'all. Forget the story because y'all might not even go look afterwards. I don't know if I have the picture or not. I literally just made, I don't have it, but I'm going to show you the chili that I just made because it's just as like mouth watering. But I just made a cheesecake. Super easy, super simple. No toxic ingredients. Look at this chili I made the other day. Look at this chili. Look at that. You can't tell me it doesn't look like the chili that you eat right now. Because people love to say, well, how did you make chili if you didn't put meat in it? Super easy, super simple, delicious. Absolutely delicious. And I have that plant-based chili in my cookbook if you want to learn how to make that plant-based chili. It is in the cookbook. It's super simple. It's a great recipe for this time of the year. I absolutely loved it. So you've tried plant-based chili because I absolutely loved it. It was delicious. This was my first time making chili homemade outside of like having it before I went plant-based. So this was something like I was craving, and I was like, I haven't made any chili, and whipped it up so quick, so easy. Was absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. And so a lot of us are not realizing, oh, I love soups of all kinds. I'm absolutely a soup fanatic. This is my favorite time of the year just for soup alone. But we don't understand the stress that we are putting our body under by eating all these processed foods. And so we think that like, oh my goodness, it's going to be such a hard day every single day because I'm going to have to cook these foods. I'm going to have to prep. I'm going to have to do all of this. It's going to be difficult. And you think about all the things that you're going to have to do. Instead of sitting down and realizing realistically, you have to do the same thing on the lifestyle that you live now because you have to go to the grocery store. You have to, if you're not eating fruits and vegetables now, that says something about your health, and I can tell you, you are completely imbalanced if you're not eating fruits and vegetables now. So you have to prep them, you have to wash them. if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's nothing more than what you're already doing, besides the fact that you have to cook more. A lot of people don't cook, and they come to me and they tell me like they don't cook. They haven't cooked. They didn't learn how to cook. I taught my best friend, who was in the same category, in the same book, of I don't cook. I don't know how to cook. I barely boil water. I barely know how to make toast. I taught her how to cook, and this girl is now cooking in the kitchen every single night like it ain't nothing. If she wants to, she don't have to. If she wants to cook, she preps her food. She has plenty of food. She goes out of town a lot at this time of the year. She preps her food and brings it with her, so she doesn't have to worry about what am I going to eat when I go. And that's another thing. If you're somebody who travels a lot, because I get people that talk about how do you travel, you just prep. You either make sure you have places to go to that are near you, or you prep and you have food, because there's plenty of food. Y'all have meat and dairy that spoils easily. There's plenty of plant-based foods that don't spoil a couple of hours out of the fridge. So I don't have to worry about having food when I go X, Y, and Z, because I've already prepped enough food. I know my favorite go-tos. If I'm having a long day and I'm like, oh, I don't want to cook, I have my favorite go-tos that take 30 minutes or less. Prep, cook, put it in the oven, 5 minutes or less. You have to just be prepared and have that mindset. And that's what that plant-based cookbook is showing you, how easy it can be for you to prep simple meals. And on top of that, have food prep that's like for the freezer, if you want freezer for like burgers and things like that. Because I used to have the burger patties that were in the freezer that you get at like Walmart. I literally make those now with my black bean burgers and just wrap them up in parchment paper, put them in the freezer. So the days that I'm like, oh, I don't want to cook, I have nothing, I don't know what to do, boom, I'm just going to eat me a burger. Oh, I have some chicken prepped already. Let me just go ahead and make that. Oh, I already have prepped a little meat for me to make ground beef. Boom, let me just make that. I can make tacos. It's so simple. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it, because I literally made meat from jackfruit. I made it from jackfruit. And all I did was season it just like you do taco meat and cooked it up on the fryer a little bit. That was the best taco I ever had. That's all I'd say. That was the best taco. And I haven't done that in a while, but I know for sure I still have plenty of jackfruit in my freezer. And for people that think that it's more expensive for you to eat plant-based and you to eat natural foods, and you to eat more fruits and vegetables, jackfruit is a huge fruit. If you do not know what a jackfruit looks like, look it up. I have an old video that's like some months old. I don't know exactly how many months old, but jackfruits are bigger than watermelons. It's like this big, like, because I hold it up to my head in the video. It's probably about like this big. That's how big a jackfruit is, and it's filled with so much on the inside of it. You can use that as meat to prep for you to make tacos. You can use that to make chicken. You can use that probably to even make burger patties, just having to use it with other things because it won't stick together probably. But the point is that you can use that for a lot of different things, a lot of different meats, a lot of different proteins, a lot of different vitamins and minerals, all from this one fruit-based thing. A jackfruit, a half of a jackfruit is probably about $13, $14. Gives you enough for a month worth of meat alone itself. Get the whole thing, yes, it'll be $30, but that's $30 for about 2 months worth of meat. So it's not expensive. It's your mindset and you not knowing how to shop and where to shop and what to get. You said, yes, mushrooms are great. Oh, I absolutely love mushrooms. I eat mushrooms all the time. You said you love using walnut meat. I do love me some walnut meat. I don't make it often enough because I'm very bad about making sure my walnuts don't mold. Like, I get in the space of like, okay, I know I have to soak it for 24 hours. Put it on the night before to soak. And then after that, I usually the next day either forget about it or I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do it tomorrow and pour the water out or something, and then it molds. But like, I have made it. It's just I'm very bad about being consistent with it. But I do like it. I do enjoy it. And so we don't really make the link between our insulin resistance and our inflammation when it comes to the processed foods that we eat and the sugary foods that we eat. Hold on, let me let her out. Hold on, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Let me let her out because she's doing a whole lot. Get down. Go. 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 Daddy, I think she has to go outside. I think she has to go outside. Okay, hold on. Okay, y'all. I'm back. Who were we talking about? The link. Yeah, the link to insulin resistance. Okay, so when you consume highly processed sugary foods, for example, or simple carbs frequently. That puts your body in to produce more insulin. And so when it's producing more insulin, that means your body is saying, hold up, we got to release more insulin. And so that's the reason why when you eat, you feel fatigued and you feel the itis afterwards, because you're releasing it instead of using it and converting it into energy. And so when you sit there and you carb load, and then on top of that, you sit here and eat sugary foods, you feel like you need a little sugary snack after you eat, not realizing that's your body telling you you're losing too much sugar. And so you don't have anything to stabilize it, so you add more sugar in. This is how over time you put more demand on your body for the insulin to sit there and try to regulate itself, which it can't. And this is how you lead yourself to insulin resistance, which leads you to diabetes. And so it drives diabetes, but it also drives the fact of you don't have any energy. Your weight keeps fluctuating. It also drives the fact that you don't have mental clarity, because there has been so many different scientific studies that talk about the fact that sugar directly affects the brain. It first of all stimulates your dopamine response to tell you this is good, this is delicious, give me more. It's just like drugs. It's just like when people are on different drugs. It stimulates your brain to say, this is delicious, give me more, give me more. And so people don't realize that. And then not only does it stimulate your brain to the point where your dopamine response doesn't understand, your chemical balance is off. Because your body, instead of craving the natural sugars from fruits and vegetables, it starts to crave the heavily processed sugar, which shows effect through your skin, your mental clarity, your fatigue with your body. It shows through you sitting here not being able to be regulated when it comes to your menstrual cycle, having painful menstrual cycles, having PCOS, having fibroids, having lymph node issues, having cancer, breast cancer specifically. All of these things are showing you that, first of all, any type of cancer in this area is telling you that your lymphatic system has been blocked. Your lymphatic system gets blocked when you consume too much sugar. The same thing with fibroids and PCOS. When you consume too much sugar, that's how you develop fibroids. That's how, because your hormones get thrown off. Your body your body cannot thrive there, so illness and disease thrives in that. Toxins build up. I cut out processed sugar in July. I'm just now starting to eat a little bit of sugar, and it's already showing on my skin already. I cut it out in June. I take that back. I cut it out in June because I wanted my skin to be clear for my birthday. It was. My skin was clear for months. My skin just started acting up, all because I started drinking a little bit of sweet tea. I usually mix my sweet tea in with lemonade. I'll do like homemade lemonade, mix a little bit of sweet tea, which is usually Milo's, just because I don't feel like making, like I make herbal tea all the time. But when I don't feel like making it and somebody has brought it, because I don't buy it, but I'm just like, let me just pour a little bit. And I got into this, let me pour a little bit. And now that little pour a little bit has been showing on my face to tell me, girl, you need to quit pouring a little bit. And I can admit that because I'm not perfect. And I tell people throughout my program, I tell people that book one-on-ones with me, that talk with me, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying you have to completely just stop today. I'm 4 years in and I still have my slip-ups. But I recognize that. I can pinpoint where this came from. Majority of y'all cannot look and be like, I don't know where that came from. Majority of you can't even have a discerning thought to be like, I don't know why my stomach is hurting today. I don't know why I feel fatigued. But every single time I eat something, I can clarify and be like, oh, this is where it came from. I didn't get enough nutrients. That's why I'm hungry today. I woke up hungry, even though usually I fast until about 2 o'clock. That's why I'm hungry. I didn't eat enough last night. I didn't eat enough proteins. Oh, my skin's breaking out because I did eat some processed sugar rather than me eating natural sugar. Yes, I do. I see beforehand, before I went plant-based, it didn't really affect me. I didn't have major breakouts like I did. I did have pimples that left spots like all the time, usually on my cheeks, and that was my body. So it was so regulated and used to the sugar, but it was not healthy. So it would show me little signs. But now it's like my skin clears up quick, but it also breaks out quick. And I love that for myself and hate it at the same time, because it's like, good, great, don't let me eat the crap. But at the same time, it's like, no, don't mess up my skin. But yes, I tried date sugar. I use date sugar. I use agave. I use cane sugar. I don't use cane sugar a lot, but I still use it with like my baking and things like that. What other sugars? I use honey. I don't really use xylitol much. I only use xylitol to make like my toothpaste. I can't think of any other sugars, but yes, I use all the natural sugars that I possibly can that are not processed sugar. We don't use brown sugar. We don't use white sugar. Those aren't even in my brain, my thought process at all, because those are the main leading causes of people having Alzheimer's and diabetes. And people don't realize that you eat these sugars and literally throw off your brain so much to the point where you make yourself go crazy. And that's facts, scientific facts. There's so many studies that talk about the fact that you are consuming way too much sugar as a person, as a society in general. If you're eating any of that sugar, it's way too much. Because eventually it leads you to literally not having any mental clarity, because it throws off your chemical balance. It throws off your hormones, and we're not used to listening to the signs of our body. That's why, especially as women, we're not taken care of in ourselves. Not even just, oh, I go to the doctor, they don't know how to take care of me. Ourselves, we don't know how to take care of ourselves because we don't see the signs. We see PCOS and fibroids is something that we have to get removed, or we have to get a hysterectomy, or something we have to deal with birth control. And we don't realize that's a sign from our body saying, hey, you're making our reproductive system break itself down. Hey, you were literally making toxins piled on, so now you have all of these cystic bumps on your ovaries. Now you have fibroids that are growing inside of you, and it makes you look like you're pregnant. It's your body's sign and way of telling you are built up with toxins, because that big bloated belly, that bloating that you get even during your that time of your menstrual cycle is not normal. The pain you feel is not normal. And I'm speaking as somebody who literally, my cousin, he saw me, I think about like a year or two ago. He looked at me and said, you've been eating too many vegan meals, haven't you? And I looked at him and I was like, no, I'm just on my cycle. And I thought about it. I had a whole bunch of sugar before my cycle. I wasn't cramping like I usually do to know that like, oh, I've eaten something bad. But the fact that I was really sitting there thinking, and I was like, wow, I really am bloated. And I didn't even notice it because like I had been bloated for a couple of days. But the people who know me now and they've seen my body now, they were like my cousin looked at me and was like, you've been eating too much, haven't you? And I was like, no. I haven't, but I have been eating too much sugar. And now I realize. So now I know that there's, and it's crazy too, there are certain times of the month, if you are a woman, I'm gonna put you in, that it's okay for you to eat these sweets. But the time that you're craving the sugar is not the time for you to be eating it. The time that you're craving the carbs is not time for you to be eating it. But there are certain times that you should be incorporating these so you don't have the cravings later on. But that's the tea that I give you when you're in the program. And so this is just a little insight and a little tea that I usually don't tell, but I'm gonna tell the people that are in here. You should be eating according to your cycle, and you should be knowing how to cycle sync. And the Google search of cycle syncing is not going to help you, because I'm telling you, I had a whole thing of me looking at the Google searches to like figure out cycle syncing with Google, and it did not help me the way that I thought it was. Like I thought I was really doing something in the beginning. I was like, oh yeah, cycle syncing, I understand it. It doesn't tell you truly what you're supposed to do to support yourself. It tells you the basics of eat your fruits and vegetables here, eat these carbs here. But it doesn't tell you when to feed your cravings. It doesn't tell you when you need to walk yourself through it, or when you should work out the most, when you should calm down your working out and just only stretch. It doesn't tell you all these benefits that you have with your cycle syncing and understanding your natural design. Because they only tell you the surface just enough to make you feel like you have control. But they don't ever take you to the point of healing. And I noticed that a lot. And so that's why I said that those little Google searches is going to get you started, but it's not going to get you where you need to be, because it didn't get me where I needed to be. There's a lot of things that you can look up and educate yourself on, and that's one of the things that did not get me there. What got me there was, one, tapping in the education that other people like me have suffered through, gone through, and realized that this is the only way for you to do it. You have to sit there and you have to know when to fast. You have to know when it's time for you to do cleanses. You have to know when it's time for actually give into the cravings that you're having. And when it's time for you to say that's enough. It's time for fruits. It's time for vegetables. It's time for you to do X, Y, and Z. The time for you to work out the hardest so that you can gain the most muscle. You can gain you can lose the most weight. And the time where you need to say it's time for me to slow down. It's time for me to stretch, because this will benefit me throughout the month. The time that you need to rest because you're overworking yourself. And that's the reason why every single month you feel fatigued, and you have this whole cycle of going through pain every single time you go through your cycle, because you're not resting the time you're supposed to rest. You're not letting your body reset when it's time to reset. And that's outside of just cleanses. He said, I get the worst headaches from processed sugar. I'm the same way. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but whenever I come in contact with something, it gives me a headache, and I know it. And like, I have never been the person to just get headaches. And so like when I start to get headaches, I have to sit back and I'm like, what did I do? Like, what did I eat? Because I don't just get headaches. And usually it's either from me waiting too long to eat, which usually doesn't happen, but like if I wait too long to eat, and I know for instance how the night before I didn't get enough, if I wait too long to eat, or if I come in contact with something like you said, processed sugar, it depends, because not all, like I said, I can drink a little bit of sweet tea, like a little taint of sweet tea, it don't bother me. But if I keep doing that, it's gonna give me a headache. If that makes sense. He said, I have fibroids, which led me to going plant-based and eating mostly alkaline foods. How was that for you? How was that experience? How was that experience for you? So because I'm not alkaline, I do eat, like I said, I eat for what I vibe. Like, if that makes sense. I eat cycle sync, but I do eat for what I vibe. So if I'm craving this, I eat this. If I'm craving this, I eat this. But I know when it's time to cleanse, so I always reset my body. I understand. And I hate that I didn't do a cleanse this time around, because it's about to be, it's just like things hit me this time. It hit me because I'm like, yeah, Sunday I think is the time that I was supposed to start cleansing this week. It just didn't happen in my agenda. It didn't happen, but I am thinking about if I'm gonna fast this weekend, at least do a little fast one of the days this weekend, just to prepare myself. But I do fast every single day, intermittent, but like 24 hours. I try to do at least one 24-hour fast or a 3 to 5 day cleanse every single month, around this time, or around the time that I need to, rather, not around this time. Like, I don't just wait until the end of the month to be like, let me cleanse. But I'm trying to see what point we were at, because I did definitely get off on a tangent, because we don't realize the impactful. Hold on, let's see what she said. It said it's going really well. I love it. I'm not strictly alkaline, but I do eat them a lot. Okay, yeah. See, I love to hear that, because I know for me personally, I'm the same way, that I know that like going completely like alkaline, vegan, it was not gonna work for me. I just know that for myself, I like more options, if that makes sense. I don't like to be restricted or put in this box, and it's being plant-based, even though it's not a small box, it's still a box. And so like, I don't like to categorize myself in a box, but I do say that like there's so much variety with plant-based foods. And so to limit myself from the foods that I will have potential to try, and like the plants that I have potential to try, just because they're alkaline or acidic, I just can't bring myself to do that to myself. But I do understand the importance. And for people who have diseases, I would suggest that. For people who have cancer, 1,000% is the way we're going to go. If you would like come work with me or anything like that, if you need support in that, that's the way we're going to go. Because that's how you help yourself heal. But I knew for me personally, I didn't have anything major to heal. And I healed from everything that I had going on just by the lifestyle that I live, without having to necessarily go alkaline or anything like that. But if you were suffering from something as serious and dire as like cancer, that's the way you have to go in order for you to heal. And a lot of people that I know success stories from did the whole process of just going straight fruits for a month or two. Didn't do chemo, didn't do radiation, and healed their body. And that's all because real food helps your body. Real food supports your body. Real food is going to flush your system, so you won't have digestive backup. You won't have toxins built up. Our bodies are designed to thrive on nutrients. Our bodies are thriving on real whole foods. But we have to give it real whole foods for it to be thriving. And so when we eat a nutrient-dense food every single day, we're not giving ourselves what we need. When you are eating just to fill, and you're not being efficient, and you're not being conscious, you're doing your body a disservice every time you eat. Instead, nourish yourself and realize that natural healing can happen for you by using plant-based foods. Start incorporating plant-based foods. Start adding in plant-based foods before you start cutting things out. And that is something that's a freebie for sure, a big freebie. If you are ready for a change and you want to learn how, the tip I'm going to give to you today, for the people that are in here, you are getting a free tidbit, and the people that watch this later on YouTube, You have to start adding in what is going to support you so that you can start cutting stuff out. I didn't just sit there and say, oh, I'm not going to eat any meat and just cut out meat. I started eating plant-based foods first before I started doing anything. I started tasting plant-based foods and started liking it and going, oh my God, that's not meat. Like, I love this. Thanks for the follow. And after that, that's how I started to incorporate the lifestyle of being plant-based. Because then I didn't want the meat. I didn't depend on the meat anymore. So I slowly started to wean myself off. And so that's a major freebie that I give, that I teach in my program, exactly how they do that, how you get to this space, how you start healing. Because it's so easy for you to realize that healing is possible. All you have to do is change your habits. All you have to do is know where to start and educate yourself on how to start changing your habits, how to get in the right mindset, how to get in the right mind frame. And if you are in the space where you want that, if you want to learn these things, drop a comment really quickly and let me know if you would like that, because I do have a masterclass that will support you in changing your mindset and also understanding the importance of starting to go plant-based. And we can combine those and we can have a really good masterclass. That would probably have to be a 2-day thing, because I think one of them is like 1:15. The other one might be a little less than that. But that's a little long to be sitting there But truly, if that's something that would support people that are struggling with the mindset, that are struggling to get in the frame, and they're struggling to get started, that's something that we could do for the end of the year, for the people that are ready and they're tapped in and they're like, yeah, I think this is the way for me to start healing and using food as my medicine. And so getting away from this management to healing first starts with you realizing that medications are only going to manage the symptoms. They're only going to manage and they're not going to heal. They have never told you can heal. These doctors have never said, oh, I can heal you from this. You can heal from this. You can help yourself heal. Because they're not taught this, and nor can they recommend it, because they know that that's not possible. Thanks for the follow. They know that's not possible. With the methods that they give you, it's just keeping something alive for the rest of your life, managing for the rest of your life, taking a prescription for the rest of your life, going back and forth to the doctor to help this, and then eventually leading you to having a surgery, or you sitting there having other issues because you've taken this medication for the rest of your life, which is going to make the disease move in other parts of your body. That's the reason why you sit there and you turn around and you're like, oh my goodness, I've been taking this heart medicine for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm taking it for X amount of years. And now they're telling you have high blood pressure. So you got to take high blood pressure. And now they're sitting there telling you, oh, on top of that, your liver is failing. You know why your liver's failing? It's because all the chemicals in that medication that they give you, that prescribed medication that is supposed to be helping you heal, has now caused you to have liver failure, high blood pressure, on top of the heart disease that you came in originally for. It's insanity. Because the real healing starts with lifestyle changes. And yes, you might go to the doctor and they tell you, oh, eat more fruits and vegetables, eat less of this, start to do this. But if it really was a crisis to these people, particularly if something that they would actually want to heal, they would start saying, let me write you down a plan and a regimen based off of what you already eat and how you know how to consume, that starts to implement things that you need. Let me tell you the fruits and vegetables that you need to add in. Let me tell you how to do this. Repeat customers, that's all they want, is they want repeat consumers. They want people that keep coming back to them. Because that's the reason why they don't give you a health plan until you're down bad with the disease to the point where they're telling you need surgeries. Because when you have a surgery, don't they give you a little booklet? Don't do this before you have the surgery. Only eat this before you have the surgery. Only do this when you're at home. But they didn't give you all of that support when they diagnosed you. But now that you're to the point where you have to have a detrimental surgery, they're like, oh, don't do this before. Don't do this before. Eat this. This will support you. Eat this. This will help you. And then don't even get me started when they tell you to drink red and blue Gatorades before. Don't even get me started with that mess. They don't care about you. They don't want you to make real change. And how you can tell that they don't want you to make real change is by the actions that they have towards you actually trying to heal your body. Because when you come to them and you tell them, hey, I want to take this herb. Is it safe for me to take it? Hey, I want to do this. I've heard that this really helps you heal from whatever I have going on. They're like, hold up. No, that's not safe. It's not regulated by the FDA. You can't take that with this medication. You can't do this. I can't recommend that. But they never tell you, hey, go look up this. They can't tell you that because that goes against them. They'll lose their license. They can't, slide in there like, yeah, you're going to be taking this medication for the rest of your life. But if you try that, you might be able to heal. You can start to slowly implement these things and you can get off your heart disease medication. Just slowly implement it because they tell you to freak out and you can't use the herbs because it might hurt you. But they don't tell you that if you just start to slowly supplement it in, you can get off the medication because your medications have herbs in them. A lot of them, not all of them, because the majority of them have herbs, but the ones that don't have herbs have chemicals. And then the ones that have herbs in them are added with chemicals. So either way, they're going to give you their chemicals. Eat fruit because it was giving me cavities. That's insane. That's insane that your old doctor told you to try not to eat fruit because it's giving you cavities. That's insane. That's really insane. And as somebody who was talking to their doctor also about their lifestyle, their dentist about their lifestyle, my dentist had told me for years on end how good my teeth looked. Oh, all of this, X, Y, and Z. And like I said, I've been plant-based for 4 years. I let it go. It was like, we get you get a checkup at the dentist every 6 months, right? 6 months. The doctor's 1 year. So yeah, 6 months. So every 6 months, I'm getting my like, oh, you're doing this. It's so good. Blah, blah, blah. A year and a half in, I was like, you know what? This time I'm going to tell them like I eat plant-based. And I happened to mention in there to the dental assistant. I was like, yeah, I haven't used fluoride in years. I was like, all I do is just oil pull. I make my own toothpaste. And she turns around and looks at me and goes, oh, no, you have to use fluoride. Goes on this whole long spiel of this is why you need it. This is why you need it. And I just let her talk. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And then she finished. Well, I haven't been using it in years. And y'all keep telling me my teeth are perfectly fine. So, and I'm just looking and she's looking at me. And she's the sweetest little lady. So I wasn't being smart either. Like she was the sweetest little lady. And so I was just like, yeah, I understand your concern and why you're telling me this. And I hear you. But for somebody who hasn't used it and you told me right beforehand that my teeth were perfectly fine, I don't need it. Like you just said out of your mouth, my teeth have been fine, are fine. So why do I need it? And when I bring that up, the people, they're stunned. They like, you know how you just sit there and they're just like, okay, and they keep on going. Like you just need it because instead of you sitting here and realizing the fact that like, okay, let me rethink this. It really sit down with the thought that I've been programmed to believe. They're too busy so focused in on, this is what I taught. This is what my education is. Being stubborn will never benefit you or anybody else. Being open-minded is the only way that we make change. Spent years in school and they're uneducated, but they're educated on the way that they want them to be educated. They show them what they want to show them, programmed to how they need them to be. That's why I said I don't fault them. She was the sweetest little lady. But I'm going to make my point of the fact that you're not going to try and tell me what to do when you just told me my teeth were fine. That's why I was like, that makes no sense. And so I haven't told it to any other dental assistant or dentist. When I go there, I ask them, how's my teeth? Is everything all right? I had a dentist tell me that I had a cavity. I didn't get the cavity filled. I was supposed to get the cavity filled before I came back. I didn't get it filled. I came back for my next checkup, said nothing. I came back for the checkup after that. And he goes, weren't you supposed to get this cavity filled? I didn't even see it last time. And you didn't. He was like, and I didn't mention it. And he was like, I didn't even notice it because the cavity wasn't there. It had come back because I stopped oil pulling. So guess who's oil pulling? I consistently try to. I do forget to oil pull every now and then. But for the most part, if I stay consistent with it, I never get, and I don't get any pain in that tooth. So I didn't even know that it was there. And then after he told me it was there, I started oil pulling. And I know what a painful cavity feels like because I've had a root canal. I hated that I had a root canal, but I had to have a root canal. This was like, I think I was 17 or 18. So this was way before I knew everything that I know. Bones repair themselves. Your teeth repair themselves. Your enamel repairs itself. This whole concept that they have that your bones can't repair themselves after so long. If you get a cavity and it goes so deep it can't repair itself. There has been so many scientific backing to your teeth being connected to the nerve endings from your brain to the nerve endings in your body, and which control your organs. So when you have something going on with a cavity in your teeth, and I talk about this, and I do have a masterclass that I'm thinking about bringing it to the end of the year. I really am thinking about it because that masterclass will come with a workshop to show you how to make everything that you need for your sustainable products, for you making your own toothpaste, your own mouthwash, because the nerve endings are directly connected to your organs. So when you have something going on in your organs that is not being treated and you start to develop all these cavities, more likely than not, that's your body's way of saying that you have more disconnect. There's something else going on rather than just your teeth. Because they love to talk about how our skeletal system is so important, right? But they never tell us the importance of our teeth besides it's to eat. They tell us all the importance of, oh, you use this to chew this way, and you use this way to chew in the front to break this down and then move it to the back to digest. But they don't tell you the fact that the teeth in the back that are the most heavily either removed, because they remove your wisdom teeth, because they tell you that it's going to make your teeth shift, or it's going to cause other issues. You're going to get a deep cavity, then you're going to have a deep surgery. But they don't tell you that those are related to your most important organs. Oh, yeah. Definitely, 1,000%. Because I didn't even get into like using, like the Hello toothpaste and all that stuff. When I went to this lifestyle, I just immediately started making my own. Not only does it save me on money because I can make it in bulk and keep it, but also it saves me from having to worry about what they're putting in my products. And it's super easy. And so I say all of that just to drive home the point of they truly do not, the people that are in the system of it because they work day to day just like you do are not the bad guys. But these people that are above them that know that they're that we're a profit margin and they're profiting off of us are the true culprits. They are the true problem. And then the people under them are the people that are programmed. And they're going to keep telling you all of these different things under their programming because they have been taught this. It's just like how from a young age to this day, you still can sing your ABCs. You were programmed to learn your ABCs. So you know that like the back of your hand, just like you know your name. They were programmed for years on end to go through this system of teaching them how to tell you to use fluoride and do all of these things that poison you. Because they were programmed just like you were programmed to know your ABCs. So I don't fault them. But what I do blame is us as a society not stepping away from this system enough for them to realize that, oh my God, these people won't let us keep poisoning them. So we have to find another way to support our pockets and the people. Because we're so worried about, I won't be able to have my favorite snack. I won't be able to do this. I won't be able to hang out with my friends. I won't be able to go out and eat. I'm not suffering. I go out to eat. I literally just went out to eat the other day. I wanted to post my my meal, but I didn't post it actually. But I went out to eat the other day. I go out to eat with my friends. They eat meat. They eat dairy. I don't shame them. I don't jump on them. But they come to me. That's the thing. I don't have to say anything. They come to me asking me, what are you gonna eat here? What have you been eating? What should I get? What would be better? They come to me asking. I don't have to say anything. Because I lead by example just by my lifestyle and what has changed with me. They see how my life has shifted. They see the foods that I eat and how much I enjoy it. They don't worry about, oh, I won't be able to do this. They don't sit there and say like, they might comment and be like, you're stronger than I am. But they're not sitting there worried about how do you get your protein? How do you do this? I'm sitting physically in front of them, showing them I'm not malnourished, I'm not suffering, I'm not struggling. I have a paste. I make a paste. You can make it into a powder, but I put all the liquids in there so to make it a paste. I don't like powder toothpaste. That's just not my favorite. You say it's crazy to believe a system that profits from a disease wants us to be healthy. Oh yeah, there's a reason why when you go to the grocery store, there's a health food section. There's a reason why that they label the health food items when you go to the grocery store. Like really break that down. Like people do not think about that the whole grocery store itself is not full of healthy foods because we have a health food section. So if you are ready to make a different path for yourself, go down a different path that is not going to sit here and poison you and your future children or the children that you have now if they're already here on this earth. Now is the time that you need to shift. And if this is all resonating with you, I want to support you and I want you to know that the support is available. just by either educating yourself like I have, but doing tons of research, and I've been doing research since 2020, or tapping into the things that I have that are linked in my bio that will support you, because I have an ebook that is a solid start for you to not only start cooking plant-based meals, but it's also going to support you to smoother transition into the journey. Or you getting a one-on-one guidance with me, booking a one-on-one, which obviously you know what a one-on-one coaching call is. If you want to learn more about that, DM me always. And then I have my 12-week program that is full transformation for you to support yourself. 12 weeks that will walk you through making your own sustainable products that will support you in not only sitting here and learning how to make plant-based meals, your own products, but also your own medicine by the end. So then by the end of it, you will be able to live this lifestyle easily, fully, completely. You won't have any questions. You'll have accountability and support from me throughout the entire program. And you'll have plenty of education by the end that you can start teaching people in your family who are also ready to commit, who are also ready to change. Or if your children are ready to change, you'll have that support to get them to the space too. So you don't have to do this journey alone. So you don't have to feel like you're doing it alone. Or you can do as simply as I do. Change yourself first and let other people around you see how the transformation happens. See how clean the energy that you emit turns into. See how easily your body resets itself. So whether you start getting it with the program or the cookbook, or just taking action on your own by educating yourself, it's key for you to start now. So before I get off of here, I would love for you to drop any questions that you have down in the comments if you have, because health is not a luxury. Health is not something that only people who have money should be able to afford. Everybody should know how to take care of their body. It's an essential thing. It's an essential, key, core, vital. Now I lost the word that I was thinking of. What is it? A vital, that's a life skill that we're not taught. Because we're taught how to tie our shoes, brush our teeth, wash our body, do our hair. Those are life skills. Why is our health not an essential life skill according to our school systems? That's insanity to me. How is it not a core essential for us to invest in our own health and know how to invest in our health the correct way, rather than doing Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers and all of these different diet cultures? So if you have any questions, drop them down, please. It's asking me to verify myself, but if you have any questions, drop them down. If you have any questions after I get off, my DMs are always open. Like I say, every single time, you can always DM me any questions that you have. Please DM me. Feel free to DM me. If you have any success stories that you just want to share, DM me, because I love to hear them. I love to share them. Check out my link in my bio. If you have not gone on my Wellness Wednesday, you need to go ahead and get on that, because that is free. You're on my email list. You'll get all of the information about Wellness Wednesday. Every single Wednesday, we send out some new information, impactful information. I've gotten such positive feedback about the Wellness Wednesday, so I think we're going to keep that for quite a while. We did used to do Food Fridays through our email, and now we went to Wellness Wednesday, and we try to do Food Fridays, which is our cooking sessions, but I don't know if we'll be able to do it this Friday. We're going to try. But I want to hear your questions for you. If you have any questions about using food to heal, food is your medicine, if you just have any questions about being plant-based, please drop them down. Or if you have any questions about living a healthier lifestyle, or anything that I have commented or said about today, please drop them down. Because I'm so grateful for everybody that's in here. I'm so grateful for everybody who has commented, like this live. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You help us reach more, grow more. If you have not followed me on other social medias, please do that, because if they do take TikTok away from us, we will be on Instagram or YouTube. We might even go to Twitch, who knows. But the link is in my bio. We haven't done anything as far as like Twitch, but I'm really thinking about it, because I feel like the reachability will be there, just like TikTok. Instagram, we were there before we could go live on YouTube. I mean, here. YouTube, I haven't tried it yet, but we do post all of our lives on YouTube. So I might try a live on YouTube, just for the fact that we do so well. We do so well on YouTube already. And if you are on the email list, you will know when I go live. So I send out a live notification every single time. You'll also know when our premieres go out on YouTube. So you just get a lot of access and conversational topics and education from me by being on that email list. And it's not just Wellness Wednesday, but majority of it's Wellness Wednesday. So I'm not saying any questions. If you guys don't have any questions, I am going to hop off. I'm thinking about if I want to possibly go get something yummy. I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't know what else I want to get. What is this? Oh, there's something in my cup. I don't like that. We're gonna take that back. I don't know what that is. We're gonna put that in. Thank you. I appreciate it. How are you doing today? I don't know off the top of my head what herbs are going to help you with brain fog. That's something that I would have to look into. I have an herbal PDR that I help the people that are in my program with that have things like that. When you're in my program, we do have a one-on-one session where we talk about like what you have going on, the things that you need help with and support with. So when we get to the medication side, we can do things that are tailored to what you need as well as like overall health. It's finished up on Elle's live. Yes, I was in there. It was a very great live. But for anybody that is not working with me, that is not on a plant-based regimen yet, does not know how to live the lifestyle, I do not recommend or support them finding any herbs until we change our eating habits, because that's not going to help you heal. Like, we love to think of these things just like how we take supplements and tinctures and we do all these medications and prescriptions as something to help us heal and to fix the problem, but those are momentary band-aids. In order for you to fix the problem that you have going on, you have to get to the root cause. You have to first address the issue that led you here. And then when we address that issue, that's when we can start to use the other things. But usually, for instance, like my success story, I didn't have to do any of that. I have not done any of that. I don't take any vitamins. I don't take any supplements. I don't take anything extra because I used food as my medicine to heal. I didn't have to do anything extra. But me taking herbs for like little herbal teas before my cycle is just a tidbit plus, if that makes sense. That's just a little plus. And that's food. Yes, lion's mane. That's why I said I don't know any herbs. She asked for herbs, specifically, Shay. So that's why I said I don't have any herbs. Food, I can give you food, but I don't have herbs for your brain. Like, that's just not something I recommend for people that are outside of the program until we get to using food as your medicine first. But if you're having brain fog specifically, we also have to address the fact of what are you eating that's causing fatigue and brain fog, because those two go hand in hand. When you're having an issue with fatigue, brain fog, mental clarity, all of that, usually it's something that's blocking it, and it's from food, whether it's sugar, processed foods, you eating too much meat, you eating too much dairy, which those two produce parasites in your body. And so if you're having an issue with those two, more likely than not, we need a parasite cleanse. Give you a list of food for brain fog. She just gave you an amazing list of lion's mane will be my number one recommendation for you to add in. And then for you to release, you have to get rid of sugar. I don't know what your lifestyle is, Cookie. Could you give me your lifestyle? Give me a little more. You have to cleanse, release. If you're looking for a support and you're looking for a change and a shift, and you're looking for a way to help your body release and heal, what you have to do is eat more fruits and vegetables. That's your solution. Because if you start eating fruits and vegetables and cut out the other foods that you eat, you won't have to take anything specifically for your brain to stop being fogged. Because everything else will help to heal too. Your gut will rebalance itself. A lot of people don't realize that your gut and your brain are directly connected. So your brain fog could be that your pH balance in your gut is not stabilized. You can do that easily without having to take anything else by using fruits. Flushing. Because fruits give you a lot of water. Some vegetables give you a whole lot of water. There's a lot of vegetables that have over 95 to 98% of water. You just need flushing fruits and vegetables to flush. That's why I said I don't know what your lifestyle is. I have to know more. And these are the things that we get into if you book a one-on-one with me or if you get in the program with me. I can give you specifically what you need. I can't give you specifically what you need. People love to just throw things out here. What up? Hey, people love to just throw things out here, but that's how you get messed up. That's how people sit there and they turn around. And I'm not saying anything about the lion's mane comment. I'm just saying that, like, people throw out there, they're like, yeah, take this herb, take this. And then they turn around and they're talking about how sick they got, how all of a sudden they're throwing up and they're having to go to the hospital because they don't know your lifestyle. You don't know the things that have led you here. You haven't gotten to the root cause of the problem so that you can know how to address it. That's just like when you go to the doctor and you tell them, oh, my knee hurts, but you didn't tell them you were trying to run a mile when you haven't ran in years. Like, they don't know what you did to lead you up to it. So they could just sit there and just assume that, oh, your knee hurts because you're getting old. Now they just told you you're old. It's fine. It's your joints. So I have to know a little bit more. You can DM me always if you're having any questions about the program or booking a one-on-one with me, and we could work specifically on that. But if you have any more questions, please drop them down. Please drop them down if you have any questions. Probiotics and prebiotics. I'm getting more into prebiotics because probiotics are amazing. But I'm getting more into prebiotics. And if you are a dairy eater, I'm not telling you to go eat yogurt. If you are going to eat yogurt, you need to make sure it doesn't have any additives in it. You don't need any fortified milks or plant milks or regular milks, because they sit there and use these big terms and words that you don't know what the meaning is. Fortified means that they have taken extracted nutrients and then give you the fake nutrients. They know that the process that it's gone through has now extracted and diminished all real nutrients. So now then they add in fortified, which is fake. Non-natural. So that's why I said that y'all have to do more education into the things that you believe are so healthy, because they're telling you to go get your probiotic dairy that actually make it into your intestinal tract, the ones that actually make it through. Just like we were talking about the other day, the parasite cleanses that actually make it through your systems and don't just get absorbed and used and peed out. Because y'all take these things that they give you from the TikTok shop and all these different things, and they tell you this is how you get rid of parasites. But you don't realize that all of those are just surface level cleansing. But if you use food is fully broken down, compacted, used the way that it needs to, gives you all the nutrients and flushes. You just have to know how to do it. But I'm not seeing any more questions, so I guess I am going to hop off of here. I'm really trying to talk myself out of going to get food, but I want to get food. I don't really want anything else. I don't want anything else, and I hate to say it. I don't want anything else. I don't need it. I don't need it. All right, guys, I'm not saying any questions. I'm trying to convince myself. But it's like I don't want to wait too late because I'm not trying to be out driving just in case, because I know everybody's going to be out in the streets tonight. I don't want to go, as I'm saying. Like, and I don't, because I ate chickpeas and hummus yesterday, and I really don't want to eat it again. Like, I could eat it again. Don't get me wrong, because I can eat it every day. But I have been eating it for like 2 weeks. Like, I ate it last week. Probably about 4 days last week. I ate it again yesterday. I think I ate it over the weekend. I could probably eat it again today. I might just save that for later. I don't know. I digress. All right. I'm not seeing any questions. Like I said, if you've missed this live will be posted on my YouTube later on. Go follow me on my other socials if you haven't already. And we'll try to be back tomorrow for another live. But I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I hope this live has impacted you positively, has helped you see the world and food in a different light. And I hope that you please start using food as your medicine, or at least starting to grasp the concept of it. But have a blessed rest of your day, and I will talk to you.